Welcome, my name is Philip Swiskett and I am here with my friend today, Dr. Harper, a vein specialist of the South, and we are in Taste and See Coffee Shop in downtown Macon, Georgia with Bryan Nichols. Now, if you've never been to Taste and See Coffee Shop, you should absolutely go. I've been coming here for years. The coffee and atmosphere is amazing. Now, this is Bryan's day job, but it's not really what Bryan is famous for. Bryan's really famous for starting the Main Street Christmas Light Extravaganza here in downtown Macon, Georgia. If you have never been, it is well worth it to come down and check it out. It is lots of fun, and we're going to ask him a few questions about that here in just a minute. But I want to start with Dr. Harper, because Dr. Harper, you with Vein Specialists of the South and Spa Medical have been sponsors of this for several years now. Why is this so important to you?
Well, part of our commitment to downtown, why we moved downtown, was to have an impact on the community. And we identified Bryan Nichols as one of the key guys who's done more, in my opinion, for downtown than anybody else we know in not so long. First, he opened Taste and See, and I agree, you need to come visit. We're sitting outside now in the alley, which is pretty cool. You got the alley approved, and this is a really awesome space. But we saw this as an opportunity. It's a great event. It's family friendly, and thousands of people come to see Macon really at its best. And what I see here are families that are excited. There are people from all backgrounds, all ethnic folks. We're getting along, loving on each other, and loving the lights and the music. And so that was we identified that as something we really wanted to put our effort. Person letting people know about it, but our money also in sponsoring for the good of the community, and thanks for Bryan to be able to offer that. Thank you, Bryan.
So Bryan, we've all of us here have been down here last year, and we've seen just how incredible it is. I was told there are a couple 100,000 lights down here. Is that correct? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
It's over 500,000 lights.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we get asked that a lot. So last year we actually took the time to put in the boxes and count the lights at the end of the season to see how many lights there actually were, and it was over 500,000. And of course, one thing you don't think about when you're doing something like this is trees grow. So every year there's actually more than that, because it takes more strands to hang the lights year after year as the trees grow.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so roughly last year, how many people came? Where were they coming from? Can you give us a little bit of information about that?
Yeah, they estimated between 200 and 300,000 people last year. Opening night, we saw between 20 and 25,000 people, which was pretty amazing when you're standing on the street and you think everybody's in one block, and you start walking down the street and there are just people everywhere. But it's been more successful year after year, and people are driving from all over the Southeast to come and see it. Which also blows my mind. If you walk behind the cars, which most people don't do on the Christmas lights, and look at the tags, you can really see how far people drove to come and see the lights.
Wow, that's awesome. So I would imagine that there's lots of people like me that have been down here every year. What do you think is going to be different this year? What do you have in like store for everyone?
Well, it is going to be different with COVID. Of course, having to abide by the rules and regulations that we have to do this year. We are going to have the opening night concert, which is a plus, because we weren't sure about that at first. If you come to the concert that night, just in the top block where the concert is, there'll be a separate entrance and exit to come through. You will be required to wear a mask in that block. And we'll have hand sanitizer stations open for you. We'll have some porta potties up there, so you don't have to try to go find a restaurant to stand in line and use the restroom. We're going to put it over a radio station this year, which is something we were trying to avoid because we wanted people to get out and actually walk through the lights. Yeah. But we want to make it where the elderly and medically fragile can still come down here and hear the music with high quality while seeing the lights, dance to music in a way if they don't feel comfortable getting out of their car. So we're adding that this year. We're not going to be able to have certain things like the interactive stuff, the things that kids touch and people touch and play with. So we're having to do away with that, but we're adding 5 new songs. So the shows will be a little different this year. There'll be actually the 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock show will be 2 different shows, and the 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock will repeat the first 2. So you'll be able to come to 2 different shows and have a little bit different experience, which is something new this year. So we've added a few things and had to take away a few things, but I can promise you if you come, you won't regret it.
That's awesome. Talk to us a little bit about the layout. How many blocks is it roughly? Where is everything going to be?
It's 4.5 city blocks. which is all the way down Poplar from First all the way down to MLK, and then from Poplar over to Cherry Street on 3rd, which is turned into a lot of people's favorite blocks because of all the colored trees and the canopy. That's where it's at right now. There's 14,000 feet of cable and infrastructure underground, which a lot of people don't realize, but that's why you can walk through and not see all the extension cords and all the different things that would normally be laying out. It's because we put it all underground.
That's neat. That's neat. Now, Bryan is also opening a brand new rock climbing gym, and this question is to Dr. Harper. Dr. Harper, do you plan on going and doing a lot of the rock climbing yourself?
I'm going to be there, and
Okay.
I'll spectate. I'll take my grandchildren down there, but I don't know. Could you teach me how to rock climb?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Can you rock climb?
I can. I'm not a professional at it. I'm gonna be like you. We'll have to do it together.
Okay. I mean, you have a safety harness and
You
stuff,
do,
right?
yeah. You're strapped in, you're
Right.
harnessed in. Then we have bouldering sections where you don't even have to have a harness, but you're only 10, 12 feet off the floor.
So, where's that? Where's that venue?
That is up on DT Walton Senior Way, which I still call Cotton Avenue, but right across from City Hall on the side right there, attached to the old Capricorn offices. That's kind of why we called it Making Rocks, because it's kind of the home of rock and roll.
That's good. So that's the name?
That's the name, Making
Right.
Rocks,
So when's it open?
We're looking to open it up in January.
Good deal, good deal. The beginning of January?
Yep. We
Okay.
were trying to open up, we were trying to be open by the Christmas lights, but of course with COVID, trying to get all the supplies and get people there to work on it when it first hit was very difficult, and we were waiting on equipment and gear like a lot of people are right now because of plant shut down. So we're looking at first of the year.
Wonderful, wonderful. So tell us, when did the Christmas lights start? When can we expect all of this?
November 27th, which is Black Friday. The concert starts at 6 o'clock. Gates. It's funny to say gates open at 5 because there's not really a gate. You don't have to have a ticket. It's all free to come down and walk through and to come to the concert that night. But like I said, we're having to have separate entrance and exits. So you'll be able to get into that block starting at 5 o'clock. But the concert kicks off at 6, and that'll run all the way till January 3rd. And there's 4 shows a night, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then from 10 to 11, the lights are just on, so it's a great time to come down and have pictures made or something like that. Because you hear from photographers about the flashing. It's kind of hard to get the right picture, with the lights dancing. But so be good to be here.
So the Making Pops is just that first night.
Just the first
Right.
night, yeah.
Opening night.
And it's a 90-minute show.
Okay.
And it's one you won't want to miss. We won't have the full 40-piece orchestra that we normally have. It'll be a 17-piece band. But I can
Okay.
promise you this, you will not hear a difference in the sound.
Right.
It might just look a little different.
Does
Steve's
some
always
people
thrown
dance
me
a
in.
little bit out there?
Just a little bit.
little
And there
bit.
will be a dance floor. You will still be able to get out there and cut a road.
All right, so on Black Friday, after you get your Christmas shopping done, come down here to downtown Macon starting at 5 o'clock and check out all of the Christmas lights. And look for myself and Dr. Harper here in the community. You never know where we might show up. Have a great day.